Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Katie Asco from Dublin, Ireland, and these are your latest headlines from around the world. The Holy Father, Pope Francis, will appoint 2 women to the Dicastery of Bishops to oversee the selection process of new prelates. This is part of his ongoing initiative to include more women in key positions in the Roman Curia. He announced his intention in an interview with Reuters senior correspondent Philip Poulela. The Holy Father also said in the future that lay people will be appointed as the heads of departments such as the Dicastery for the Laity, Family and Life and the Dicastery for Culture and Education. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican Secretary of State, who is on an official visit to South Sudan, held a meeting with President Salva Kiir in Juba on Tuesday. During his meeting with the President, on behalf of Pope Francis, the Cardinal said that the only necessary fight is the one for peace and development. He said the absence of peace is a source of instability and dissatisfaction. The 30-minute meeting took place in the presidential palace, and it was the first official appointment of Cardinal Parolin during his trip to Juba. On Wednesday, the top Vatican official visited a camp for displaced persons in the north of the country. The Attorney General of Missouri in the US, Eric Schmitt, has said that he would file lawsuits against Kansas City and St. Louis City over their bid to use taxpayer funds for helping women to access abortions in border states. In a statement, the Attorney General said using hard-earned taxpayer dollars to fund abortions is illegal. He added that lawsuits would be filed against both St. Louis City and Kansas City if they attempt to permit taxpayer-funded abortions. Both the cities of Kansas and St. Louis lie on the borders of states which permit abortions. The Daniel Ortega government in Nicaragua has expelled 18 nuns belonging to the Missionaries of Charity on Wednesday, July 6th, after they were forced to close down their institutions. The General Directorate of Migration and Immigration and the police escorted the nuns to the border with Costa Rica. From there, they crossed over and went to the Diocese of Talara, Liberia, where they were welcomed by the local ordinary. On June 29th, Nicaragua's National Assembly dissolved more than 100 NGOs, including NGOs run by the Missionaries of Charity, which was founded by Saint Teresa of Calcutta in India. During an event hosted by Charity Aid to the Church in Need in the UK, an archbishop and nun from the Middle East alerted British parliamentarians of the ongoing Christian persecution in the region. At the event, Archbishop Warda of Iraq thanked the organisation for boldly pointing out Christian persecution in the Middle East, and especially for the schools built in the region. He added that if children lose their schools, then it amounts to genocide, as it wipes out the past, present and future. The other speaker, Sister Annie from Aleppo in Syria, who has been helping suffering Christians since the civil war broke out in 2011, said that their condition is still pathetic. She lamented that although the community is facing a humanitarian disaster, the world is not listening. In Muslim-majority Pakistan, yet another Christian man has been given the death sentence after being charged with blasphemy. On July 4th, the Sessions Court sentenced Ashfaq Masih to death after saying that Jesus is the only true prophet in June 2017. He pleaded not guilty in court. In a statement, Mr. Masih said that the case against him is baseless, frivolous, and was framed to destroy his business. Masih, who ran a bicycle repair shop in Faisalabad, had an argument with a customer who refused to pay the full amount in the bill. When Masih said that he follows none other than Jesus, it snowballed into a controversy. In a similar manner, on June 11th, the High Court had upheld the death sentence of 2 Christian brothers. The Islamic State has taken responsibility for the attack on a jail in Nigeria's capital Abuja on Wednesday, in which 440 inmates are still at large. According to the Permanent Secretary at the Interior Ministry, 4 inmates and a security officer were killed in the attack. He added that as many as 879 of the 900 inmates escaped, although almost half of them have been captured, and that the attack was carried out by insurgents to free their co-conspirators. The incident has heightened concerns about security in the nation's capital. Argentinian pro-life advocates have welcomed the Chamber of Deputies' decision to approve the palliative care bill. On July 6th, lawmakers almost unanimously approved the bill that guarantees interdisciplinary and comprehensive care for people who are going through chronic or degenerative diseases. The bill was earlier approved by the Senate in October 2020 and passed the Chamber of Deputies with 218 affirmative votes against 1 on Wednesday, July 6th. The palliative care law intends to provide person-centered care services that address the, quote, physical, mental, social and spiritual needs of patients suffering from life-threatening illnesses. The abduction and forced conversion to Islam of underage Christian girls in Pakistan is continuing with impunity. In the latest incident, a 15-year-old girl named Marie Palouse was kidnapped, forcibly converted to Islam, and coerced to marry her kidnapper last month. The teenage girl was drugged and abducted from her home in Faisalabad on the night of June 22nd while she was socializing with her Muslim friend, the abductor's half-sister. After midnight, her parents realized their child was missing and alleged that the police refused to register a case when they lodged a complaint. The following day, the abductors presented a marriage certificate before a Faisalabad court with an allegedly false attestation that the girl married on her will. Those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow and visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.